Hi, welcome back to the part 2 video of Transportation in Animals and Plants. If you haven't watched part 1, please do watch that first. And recall what we have studied in part 1. We studied the circulation of blood in human body, how heart and lungs functions to circulate blood in whole body. Now in this video we are going to study about the excretion in animals. As I have told you in the previous videos, our human body is made up of millions and billions of cells. So each cells perform a specific function and thus our body functions properly. So during this performance, each cell produces waste products. So these waste products are toxic or in other words can be called as poisonous, and these toxic and poisonous substances have to be removed from our body. So the process of removal of waste products from the cell of an organism is called excretion, and the parts involved in excretion is called as excretory system. Now let us study about the human excretory system. I have told you in part 1 that our human blood is composed of different types of cells. So when these cells perform specific function, these cells also produces waste products that are toxic to our human body. So these toxic products have to be excreted out. Our blood has to be purified. So this purification process is done by our kidneys. We have two kidneys and our blood reaches the kidney. When blood reaches the kidney, the blood contains both useful and harmful substances, that is toxic substances. The useful substances are absorbed back into the blood and the harmful toxic substances are dissolved in water and are removed as urine. So now let us understand how this urine moves out of our body. The kidney purifies the human blood and the waste toxic substances are dissolved in water. So this forms the urine. So the formation of urine takes place inside the kidney. From the kidney, the urine moves into urinary bladder. Urinary bladder are bag or sac-like structure with which stores urine. So the urine moves from kidney to urinary bladder through tube-like structures called ureters. So the thing is this, ureters connects kidney with urinary bladder and urinary bladder stores our urine and it is passed out through the urinary opening at the end of a muscular tube called urethra. So urethra is the opening for urine to move out. Urinary bladder is the storage compartment of urine, and when this storage compartment fills up, you have to excrete it out. So basically, an adult human being normally passes out 1 to 1.8 liters of urine in a day, in a span of 24 hours. Not you, an adult human being. Try to think, what does our human urine consist of? Our human urine consists of 95% of water, 2.5% of urea and 2.5% of other waste products that is produced from our cells. So it is important for us human beings to drink maximum amount of water every day. You may have also experienced our sweat taste salty. So have you ever wondered why our sweat tastes salty? You may have seen the water kept in an earthen pot or madka as commonly called. The water will be cool. So what is the reason behind this? And the reason is this: the pot possesses small openings or pores in them which causes the water to evaporate and thus the water will be cool. So in the same way, when our body heats up, our body excretes excess water in the form of sweat, and sweat also takes the waste products with them. So our sweat tastes salty. Diversity is the common thing in our nature, and that's why most of us are attracted. Here are some facts. Aquatic animals like fishes excrete waste as ammonia, which directly dissolves in water, and some land animals like birds, lizards, snakes excrete semi-solid white-colored compound that is uric acid, and we human beings excrete urea as excretory product. So remember this, the aquatic animals excrete ammonia as excretory products. Some land animals like birds, lizards, snakes excrete uric acid as excretory product, and we human beings excrete urea as excretory product. And that completes the excretory system in human beings. Now let us move on to the next topic. The next one is transport of substances in plants. You have studied in your previous classes that plants prepare food in their leaves. So leaves prepare food through a process called photosynthesis. So what are the requirements of photosynthesis? Photosynthesis requires carbon dioxide, sunlight and water. Carbon dioxide and sunlight are present in the atmosphere and are easily available, but water is difficult to get because it should be supplied from base to the top of the tree. It may wonder you how the tall trees transport water from its base to its top. So now let us understand that the transport of water and minerals. Plants absorb water and minerals by their roots. Roots are the base of a tree or any plant. And these roots have root hairs which increases the surface area of root for absorption of water and minerals that is dissolved in soil. Basically, the thing is this, you give fertilizers and water to the plant, and root hairs absorb these substances and pass it to the top of the tree where the food is prepared. There are no motors fixed in a plant or trees, but still these substances are transported to top of the tree. Let us understand how. Plants have pipe-like vessels to transport water and nutrients from soil to the top of the plant. So these vessels are made of special cells forming the vascular tissue. So these tissues that form pipe-like vessels that help in transport of mineral and water to the top of a plant is collectively called as vascular tissues. Basically understand this. Cells combine to form tissues, tissues combine to form organs, organs combine to form organ systems, and organ system combine to form an organism. So our human body is an organism which basically is made up of cells. Now I think you are clear with the tissue topic. Let's move on to the types of vascular tissue. There are two types of vascular tissue, that is xylem and phloem. What is xylem? The vascular tissue for the transport of water and nutrients in the plant is called xylem. The xylem forms a continuous network of channels, that is pipe-like vessels, that connects roots to the leaves through the stem and branches and thus transports water to entire plant. And the second one is phloem. The food has to be transported to all parts of the plant, and this is done by another vascular tissue, that is phloem. So understand this, the water and nutrients are transported through xylem and the food is transported through phloem. So thus xylem and phloem transport substances in plants. So there is a prescribed activity in your textbook through which you can understand the transport in plants. So take a glass of water and add a red ink to it. The water will appear red. And now cut the base of the stem of a plant and place it inside that glass of water containing red color. Leave it for a day. After 24 hours, cut the stem across and look for the red color inside the stem. You will wonder how this red color will be appearing on the stem. So this is because of the transport of substances in plants. The xylem and phloem will be taking up the water from the grass and the water will be red. So the color of the stem inside will be red. Do this activity at your home. As we have studied in the previous topic, the water we drink are completely not utilized by our body. Most of them are excreted as urine. In the same way, even in plants, most of the water absorbed from the roots are excreted. So this process of excretion of water through stomata are called as transpiration. I think we have studied about stomata in the previous chapter. Stomata are the small openings present in leaves. These help for removal of excess of water. This transpiration process not only removes excess of water but also gives a suction pull for transportation of water from base to the top. The evaporation of water from leaves generates a suction pull, the same that you produce when you suck water through the straw, which can pull water to a great heights in the tall trees. So this transpiration is very helpful in plants to transport water from base to the top. And this transpiration also cools the plant. When plant is overheated due to sunlight, the release of water helps them become cool. So it works like this. The water from leaves get pulled out and water from the base get pulled up and it reaches leaves. And this is the process going on in a plant. And here are some questions which you need to answer. Read your textbook well and answer these questions. Thank you and have a nice day.